I was invited to be a member of the Board of Councilors at the Carter Center. The board meets quarterly, promptly at 7 a.m. We were here for the meeting. The president is very punctual, always has been. I'm so impressed with what I've learned there, and I want to share it with others.
The initial concept of the Carter Center came shortly after I left the White House. My first thought was that we would have a place here kind of like a miniature Camp David, where we could invite adversarial groups in here to promote peace.
The Carters have been doing this for so many years now. I mean, they left the White House in 1980, and so it's been 31 years that they have been working through the Carter Center, doing these good works all over the world, monitoring elections, bringing peace, waging peace, as they say, throughout the world, eradicating illness and hunger and poverty. Every one of the board meetings I go to, I learn some fabulous, very newsworthy thing. But because the Carters have been doing it for 31 years, you never read about it. It's become commonplace. Fascinating work that the Carter Center is involved in. It could be elections in Sudan.
They've just opened the ballot boxes and they're going to be counting the ballots after they sort them by parties.
The mental health program.
The Rosalind Carter Fellowships are year-long fellowships for journalists based in the United States.
The eradication of guinea worm disease, which has been one of its major health projects.
Guinea worm is contracted by drinking contaminated water.
You know, I grew up in South Georgia, and to me a worm was a little brown thing about that long in the grass, what have you. That's not guinea worm. Guinea worm is one of the most horrific diseases you can imagine.
That's why we decided to try to solve it.
The Carter Center found the solution. It used to be millions of cases. The last I heard, it's down to less than 1,000 cases in the entire world, and it's now going to be eradicated from the face of the earth. Personally, having seen the work that he's done, I think that President Carter is going to go down in history as one of the greatest presidents we have ever had. After office, but also in office. I ask all of my friends, have you been to the Carter Center lately? It gives you incredible insight into what Carter did during his 4 years in the White House, 76 to 80. Bill Clinton said, if we had done what Carter had said we should be doing back in the 70s, we wouldn't be having the energy problems that we're having now 30 years later. One thing we are familiar with is his record on human rights. And even when it was difficult, he always put human rights on the table as being a mandatory part of the negotiating process. And other countries had to acknowledge his influence. He made great strides in bringing human rights to people throughout the world who never knew that he had anything to do with improving their lives. But we on the board know the work of the Carter Center is just incredible. It's been one of the highlights of my adult life. It's just been an incredible experience.